Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Behind the Scenes at Solar Turf, where we're documenting our David versus Goliath battle as we try to build a builder's merchant alongside our 50-year-old family turf farm, competing against huge private equity money and some of the oldest companies around. So as always, smash that like button and hit subscribe to continue watching our journey and see if these two underdogs can cause an upset. I'm Jack, he's George, and this is Building a Family Business, episode 23. Cue the music.
We had a couple of bolts made up over the weekend to fix the harvester. If you saw the episode last week, you would have seen we had a bolt snapped, which caused the arm to collapse again. But I went to put them in first thing this morning and they were slightly too big. So George has just quickly popped back in and he's going to go in and see the man with no face who's going to turn them down for us, make them a little bit smaller. Me and my dad are having to cut on the old machine this morning and hopefully we get the Robo Max up and running this afternoon. I'm late, where's the bolt? Me and my dad did manage to get that turf harvester fixed this evening. We eventually got that bolt turned down on the lathe so that it fitted in the hole. It was a little bit fiddly, but I was able to manually adjust the hydraulic ram and then my dad slotted the bolt in. So that's all good to go tomorrow. I'm just going over the calendar now, making sure I'm on top of everything. We've had loads of new stuff being added on. We're getting really busy. And also updating some of the spreadsheets for data that we've been tracking. And that will pretty much be it for Monday.
Bump or something?
Yeah, I think it already was. I'm out mowing with our Trimax, which is a rotary mower. Start of the season, as we're bringing the grass height down, I always like to start off with the Trimax, and then when we've got the grass under control, we'll then start using the cylinder mowers. I've had a little bit of an issue with them. I've just been out and mowed 2 other fields, and then on my way back on the road, I noticed in the mirror that the left-hand deck was really hanging out to one side, almost to the point I thought I wasn't going to make it back. I managed to get back to the field, and somehow, I don't know if I've nicked a branch as I was coming down the tight lane, or I've hit a big bump. It slipped off of the stay that it sits on and got the wrong side of it and then got jammed, so I couldn't lower them down. My dad came round with the pickup truck, we tied a strap to it and he managed to pull the bottom of the deck out, and then I was able to lower it down. I'm not really too sure what caused that, so I'm going to need to keep an eye on it. Luckily I'm not going to transport them back tonight. I've got 2 fields here to do. I'm just going to do one of them. My dad's going to finish it in the morning. That'll be his problem. The field I'm mowing now, this is just going into its 2nd season. So we really need to start waking it up this spring, get some good growth on it this year, ready to be harvested probably beginning of next year. Now we've finished grass seeding round at the other field, my dad's starting to bring all the equipment back, which is good timing because I need that tractor back as well to put the sprayer on. So, plan is today, I'm out spraying amino acids on the turf that we're harvesting and on the new seed. George is out on deliveries at the moment and he's off to look at a massive fencing job this afternoon. My dad is working on some fields around the corner. Then he'll be back to pick up his lorry with a full load, which I need to get cutting this afternoon. I'm down in the container just getting the chemical out. This is a new product that we're trialling. So shout out to Chris at AgriVista, who we've worked with for many years now and always helps us out. Not only great products and a good service, but absolutely fantastic knowledge as well. So what I do now is a quick calibration on an app on my phone. So I know with this application that I want to be spraying it on the fields at 300 litres a hectare. And I know that at 40 psi, the sprayer puts out 1.5 litres a minute per nozzle. So I'll put 300 litres a hectare into the app and then I'll keep adjusting the ground speed until it comes up that I need to be spraying at 1.5 litres a minute. And then I know that that's the ground speed that I need to drive at, which will give me the 300 litres a hectare. So I've now worked out my ground speed. I need to be driving at 6 kilometres per hour. I'm just going to let that agitate for a minute, make sure it's all mixed up nicely, and have a quick walk over the turf and see what it's looking like, see what areas are looking weaker than others. Then we may decide to adjust the rates in certain areas. I've just picked this off the turf. So this here is granular nitrogen that we put on about a week and a half ago now, which is still sat on the surface. We'd have liked it to have washed in by now. We did have a bit of rain. It appears that we didn't really have as much over here because you'd have expected that to have washed in. It's still sat on the surface, but as soon as that goes in, that's like rocket fuel for the turf. It will really take off then. I'll show you quickly how I control the sprayer just whilst it's doing this last bit of agitating. So I've got the control box down here. So on the control box, we've got the master on and off, which switches the whole box on and off. We've then got the spraying booms on and off, and we've got a switch for each boom. So we've got left hand boom, centre boom, right hand boom, so we can switch them off independently. So if we're coming up to a slight angle in the corner of the field, we can one at a time flick the booms off and then back on again. And then this one here is our pressure control. So when I get going, I switch it on, check the pressure gauge on the back of the sprayer, and then I can turn the pressure up or down with this one to make sure we're at the 40 psi that we need. And I think we're about ready to go, so let's go put some spray on. Is all the spraying done. We're going to finish the day back on the harvester because we've got 800 square meters to cut for tomorrow. My dad has finished off the mowing this afternoon, which I started yesterday, and he had the same problem with the mowers coming back round the road. They slipped off of the stay that locks them in and couldn't get them to fold down again. So we got one of our fitters coming out to weld an extra little section on it to try and stop it from happening. I have just got back home to finish Wednesday. Oh, and it's all getting very stressful. We've got so busy at the minute, it's crazy. It's nearly 7 o'clock now. George is still in the yard getting his lorry loaded for the morning with a load of fencing gear going out. He's got so much landscaping projects now in the pipeline. It's funny, I kind of set him an annual revenue target to work towards with the new position that we're recruiting for at the moment. I said, ideally, if you can go out and win X amount of work, that will pay for the new member of staff coming in, and then anything else is a benefit. Just I've got one eye on how tight the margins are on all the landscaping gear, and we're not selling enough of it, I don't feel like, to warrant having a driver. So we need to kind of offset it against something. So yeah, I set him an annual revenue target, and he's about 3 weeks in now probably, and he's pretty much already hit it. but it shows you how crazy it's gone. And now we got the issue of figuring out how to deliver all of them jobs, which I think is starting to stress George out a little bit, because he's trying to do his normal full-time job at the same time until we get this new member of staff in. But yeah, that's it for Wednesday. I've got loads of work to go and do in the office now, so I'm signing out for Wednesday. Unfortunately, like always, this set of Trimax mowers is not as straightforward as we thought it was going to be. So we've had to take the deck off. We're going to put it onto my dad's lorry now, and he's going to drop it over to the fabricator's workshop so that he can work on it over there. Dad's got a bit of space on the back of his lorry, so we're just going to put an IBC container on so he can take it back to the yard and fill it up with water just so it's ready when we next need it. So I'm going to drop the turf harvester back now and then get back on the John Deere and sprayer and do some more spraying this afternoon. I had a little bit of spray left in the tank over where I was spraying, so I've come around to where we reseeded and sprayed a little bit of the field next door. Thought I'd come and have a look at the grass seed that we done last week. And no major changes yet, but if you look really closely, it's starting to germinate. So I've taken a little bit of a risk. I've gone back with a sprayer and filled up with a liquid gypsum. Now what this does is it helps with the compaction, it helps to break down the clay soil and then give the roots some nice space to grow. But it's a little bit of a risk because I need some rain on this overnight for it to work to its full effect, and it's looking a bit hit and miss whether we're going to get it. But hopefully I've not just wasted a load of money out here. It's Friday morning and good news, we did get that bit of rain that I needed last night. So it'll be interesting to see the result of that gypsum that I sprayed on and whether it has made any difference to the compaction and the cracking in the soil over there. So I'll try and get round later and see if there is any visible difference. It might be a bit too early to tell. Plan is today, George prepped a job yesterday, so I'm going to go out and lay it today. I've got a bit of work to do first thing in the field. I've got some sleepers being collected out of there, so I need to go and get them loaded from the yard before I head over. I've got a little bit of turf being collected, a little bit of turf to cut, then we'll be on to that job. I'm not too sure how long that will take me, but then it will probably be everyone back to the yard this afternoon where we need to get on top of our stock levels, put orders in on anything we're low on, and really just debrief for the week and get on top of things ready for next week. So that's the plan today. All right, bruv?
Not today, thank you.
A bit late in the week, but did you play golf on the weekend?
Yes.
What did you shoot?
2 over.
Not too bad. Got a tip of the week for us?
Yeah, my tip of the week's for Henners, and it is manage your expectations. If you've got 200 yards to a hole, a Tour Pro's odds of hitting the green are less than 50%. So a 12 handicapper should not be expected to hit the green. So don't beat yourself up, it's just a hard game.
There you go. If you want a personalised golf tip of the week, leave it in the comments. See you in a bit.
Chance of you seeing this is about 1% because everything I film Jack edits out, but he's just loading me up now. Some sleepers, some turf and some topsoil. Guy was going to collect it, but I'm delivering it now because he wanted some topsoil. So that's my last delivery of the week. Then I've got some jobs to quote this afternoon, so see you guys next week.
I'm now back in the yard. That job's all finished, just getting unloaded. My dad's here with the forklift helping unload the trailer. George is still out pricing jobs, really busy on that front still, which is good. Got loads in the pipeline now and even more coming in. So we're going to get finished up here. I think me and George are going to shoot for a quick pint on the way home to debrief. But that is it for another week. So I hope you guys had a fantastic week. I hope you've enjoyed, I don't even know what episode it is, episode 23 of Building a Family Business. I'll see you on the next one.